Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show's bonus house party. That's the one, isn't it?
Yes.
Can we call it now? Can we rename it to that, Sean?
Bonus house party. That's good.
Bonus house party is pretty good, isn't it?
But that suggests that like the normal podcast is a house party, and that this is a bonus house party.
Bonus house. Well, okay, so maybe it's not the best description. Yeah. It's the after party. You've been to the boring bits. Now let's get
backstage,
to the fun
mate.
bits.
This is the
backstage. The backstage pass. And if you're full Nels, we'll hook you up with some drugs. You alright? How's it going, boys? You alright?
Yeah, not bad. I mean, aside from the news, but yeah.
News
personally,
depressing,
fine.
But I don't want to talk about that with you
No,
people.
me neither.
I thought this was going to be a politics pod.
I know, this is the thing. I mean, I'm a bit bothered about this because the debate is going on right now, and we're going to find the result really soon while we're doing this.
James, you seem more anxious doing this while that debate's going on than you did. But actually, yeah, you should be, shouldn't you? I was going to say when Chelsea were in the Europa League, but you probably should be more anxious about this one, to be fair.
Yeah,
like saying that it's Chelsea.
Go
to Chelsea. Now, I'd like to start this one by asking Sean, what was that story that you were about to tell us yesterday? And everyone went, no, save it for the bonus show.
I mean, it's not even right. So this came about.
How did we get onto it?
So Dave, you've posted. You sent us that news article that was about kids in school when they come back off the summer holidays, and they all get asked to write like a mini essay, like, "Oh, what did you get up to while you're on your summer holes?" And there's this growing concern that like actually really bad stuff can happen to kids over their summer holidays. Like the example that was given was like one kid, like their parents died over summer holidays, and it's like come in and write an essay about it where everyone's like, we went to Mallorca, and some people are like, oh, actually I had a shit time.
Did you read that article?
Yeah.
Because my point was that I was totally massively torn on it. I like one side of me, because there was also a teacher in there, just to explain our point of view, so you're not thinking we're all going, "Oh, this is political correctness gone mad." And there was a teacher in there that lost. When he was at school, he'd lost his parents during the summer holiday, and he had to write an essay about what he did on his summer holidays. And he said it was very, very therapeutic. And there's also the argument that kids should be able to talk about their home life no matter what's going on, because you might be able to pick up early signs of, depression, abuse, and all sorts. But on the flip side, that could trigger depression, and so it's really it fucks with my head a lot, actually. But anyway, you said, did I ever tell you the time? And everyone went, shut up.
So because we were talking about this, and I said like I definitely remember like having to write that essay going back on my holidays, and loads of people had like been abroad and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know, I just sat around playing computer games, and there was a definite like haves and have-nots divide going on, and and then I said, I've ever told you guys about the ski trip thing, which is every year our school did like a school ski trip. Did any of yours do this?
Only my college did.
Yeah. Well, it's just and it was basically once a year. Basically, all the rich kids got to go skiing with like half the teachers during term time, and then
what?
Yeah. And then when they came back, we'd have like a special assembly where we all had to sit and like
watch
go
the
through
photos and shit.
Yeah, and go through all the photographs and hear about what a great time they all had.
That's awful.
And I think I've despised rich people ever since.
That is bad, isn't it?
It's awful. And considering, this is the same school, like, we can't have a non-uniform day because, some kids might get bullied if they don't have the right clothes or whatever. But then they had that. So, it's just,
They did something
weird.
similar in my school where they all went to America. I didn't go. And it was just like, that was annoying as well.
Wait, so if this was during term time, Sean, what were you doing when they were all there? Just normal schoolwork?
Well, this was it, we just, everyone else had this really weird week where, like, loads of people were just missing and teachers were missing, and you just, and they just sort of, it was just weird. It was just absolutely surreal.
That is a weird way of doing things, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely bizarre.
So, were the teachers also a bit like miffed? Was it like, the quite well-off teachers have got to go?
Oh yeah, I think there was definitely some resentment. I mean, I suppose like it can't have been much of a holiday for the teachers that went, right? Because you're looking after all the kids.
Yeah, but that's not true.
Actually, yeah, to be fair, now, now that I think about it, like, yeah, some of the kids were like, oh yeah, and they like let us have like some beer, and it was
they would definitely getting pissed up every night with their co-workers. Like there was fucking going on. There's a lot. It was a right laugh. I'm telling you.
Yeah, probably right.
How old were you when that was happening, Sean?
I mean, this was high school, so this was from 10 to fucking 16 or whatever.
What was like the worst school trip that you can remember going on?
Worst school trip? Oh, did I tell you when I went to France with college?
Oh God, it's always France, isn't it? Go on, yeah. It is though, because it's the same with me.
We went to Futuroscope, which is this park in France, which is like, it's all supposed to be like, oh, it's all tech shit, but it's literally things like, it's a cinema screen but made up of like several thousand like small tellies and shit like that. Where you're like, well, I suppose it's sort of impressive, but it's not actually good, is it? It's just all weird. Like, and it was just like, so we went on a coach all the way there, and it's in like, I can't remember. It's not in like northern France. It's a fair fucking way off. On the way there, we stopped at a French service station at about 3 a.m. And then suddenly, like, we were all just like hanging around the service station buying like sweets and stuff. and then the bus driver was like, right, we've got to go. Everyone back on the bus. So we all legged it back onto the bus. About 3 hours later, we were woken up and it's like, look, you're in Paris. It's 6 a.m. and it's pissing down. Get out the bus. I'm like, right, okay. And we all got out. And I realised I didn't have my wallet anymore. And so I must have dropped it when we were at the service station when we were all legging it back to the bus. So then I had the rest of this like holiday, quote unquote, in France with no money. And it was just absolute wank. And then when we were staying at the hotel, a couple of the kids managed to get served at the bar, and they were but not like, cool kids who were already drinking, just like nerds who like couldn't handle their booze. So they had like a pint each, and then were like throwing up all over the hotel room. Yes. It was just shite. Absolute crap.
We had to, when we went to France, we had to go into a high street and interview people in French, and no one wanted to be there. The people we were bothering didn't want us to come up to them. We didn't want to be there. It was fucking socially awkward and horrible. I hated it.
Yeah. So we just went to some beach like over near Calais. It was rubbish. Did you all get like the flick combs and stuff as well, and the porno cards?
Oh God, no. yeah, definitely. You didn't get a flick cone?
No.
Flick comb?
No, I absolutely did not get a flick comb. I mean, I still had like really short hair at the time, so I didn't really no need for a comb.
But
it was like it looked like a knife. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. You would totally buy one. Yeah, there was those. Someone would buy a BB gun and get it confiscated.
Yep.
I did.
What was the other shit?
I did consider getting a butterfly knife because I was well into my Asian shit. This is when I was like watching anime and stuff. And basically, a butterfly knife. It's this weird knife that's like totally illegal in the UK, but it's fine in France. And I was just seeing them in shops. I was like, I could just buy one and just stash it on the bus. No one would know. But nah.
So it was that. And it was also loading up on firecrackers as well. I mean, that was the other reason for it.
I always remember you talk about like not having money for the rest of the school trip. Whenever we went on like a weekend or even camping with the scouts or whatever, there'd be that one kid that would go out on the first time like everyone was out or whatever, and he would buy the coolest shit, and you'd be so jealous of him. Like you'd be like, that is, oh my God, that is you are the coolest guy. How have you got that? And then you realise that they just spunk their whole week's worth of money in that one day. And then for the rest of the holiday, you're just like, you're looking around at each other going, do you want ice cream? Yeah, I want an ice cream. Shall we go buy an ice cream? Yeah, because we can. See you later, Tim. Learn how to budget, you fucking prick.
I never went abroad in my school. Anything? It's well upsetting.
You what?
I never went abroad in my school. I mean, it's...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, don't bother, is my advice. I mean, not that you'll get the opportunity now, but...
I'll put it right now, it'd be quite weird if I went back. So the France trips happening.
Where did you go for your ones?
We went to New Forest for one thing in junior school, but not in secondary school, nothing. I mean, maybe it happened, but it just wasn't... Either we can afford it, or it wasn't really bothered.
One of my favourite days in college was when I was supposed to go on a trip. I can't remember what it was, and I forgot, and I was just like in the music tech bit, and And then, like, and my teacher was just like, "Oh, you're supposed to be on that trip." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, why?" And he's like, "Well, the bus is just pulling away now, look."
So then I was like, cut to you running.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just like, "Oh, shit." And I was like, "Well, what do I do?" And he says, like, "Well, as far as anyone's concerned, you're on the trip, so you've been signed off for all your lessons for the day." So I just spent a whole day just being a recording engineer, just hung out in the music tech building. And I was just like, right, who's here this lesson? And just helping people record stuff. It was great.
Why didn't you go home?
I couldn't. It was like I couldn't drive at this point, and it's like half-hour drive from where I was living.
Why don't you just hang out at the local McDonald's like a regular child?
That's like a 20-minute walk away, mate.
Off license?
Oh yeah, it's not
what, the local one stop? There must be some chippy. I don't know.
It's not like down south where you can literally walk 3 minutes in any direction and get to a McDonald's. It's a little bit more, you know. They've got like fields and shit up there. We haven't got any of that. Yeah, no. I mean, Matt, did you enjoy school trips? Was it a big thing for you?
Well, no. I mean, like I said, there basically wasn't really any in Bognor. I mean,
no. You said no abroad ones, but you must have. There must have been other ones.
Like staycations.
I went to New Forest. We went to New Forest for a weekend. Well, no, I think it must be.
But you've already said that. That was
one every year. That's the only thing I remember.
I only remember going to the New Forest with school.
Yeah. I mean, either my parents just didn't want to pay for it, or we couldn't afford it, or it just wasn't really a thing much in Bognor Regis. Yeah, that's the only one I remember, and that was in junior school. Certainly nothing in secondary school. Well, why would you want to go anywhere else? We're in Bognor Regis, for goodness' sake. We're in the sunshine capital of Britain.
We also
we're on the beach.
I've been to Bognor, Matt. You can't tell people that have been to Bognor that because
that's
they know the reality.
At one point. I mean, admittedly, just in Bognor.
Yeah, by who?
By Bognorians, yeah.
We also once went to a theatre production of Beowulf, and I nearly choked to death on a bonbon. That was good.
Go on.
Good memory.
How did you survive?
I just coughed it up, but by the time I'd coughed it up, it had caused like it's. I don't know. It was really the bonbons. They vary quite a lot. This one was quite rough. The exterior of it.
You know bonbons, right? They vary.
Yeah, you all know bonbons. Yeah. Basically, by the time I managed to cough it up, it had like scratched all up my esophagus or whatever, and it was all like covered in blood and really weird. I think I probably still ate it as well.
I nearly choked on a steak on my stag do. Yeah. Do you remember that, Matt?
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of the weekend. That was going like, this is such a great bit. This is a great bit.
Look at him, he's joking, and they go, "Whoa, stag."
Yeah, drink,
like Tommy Cooper. Everyone's like, "Wait!"
It's part of it. I remember we went to
booked this. This is brilliant. On our way,
I remember we went to like some state home, and we stayed overnight there. I can't remember the name of it, but if you went to school anywhere in, I assume South London, more specifically Merton sort of area, every school went to this place. It was called like Stouts Hall or something. It had a weird name like that, and I just remember that. Everyone talking about how haunted it was and all this sort of shit. So you were shitting it about going there anyway. All you did really is go to the local, like the pond in the garden and catch newts. It was ridiculous. Like I can't, why they took everyone there, I don't know. But I remember there being like the night we discovered there was like a shit ton of secret passages in this place. It's fucking mental. Like literally pushing bookcases and finding hallways to other people's bedrooms and stuff. It was fucking mad. So that was good. I wish I knew that if anyone, we've got a lot smaller audience, haven't we, for this? So it's not going to work on the same level. Maybe I should just tweet it. Stouts Hall or some shit like that. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Speaking of schools, though, the kids are back. That's good.
Well, I mean, Ellie isn't back until tomorrow, so she had an extra inset day up here.
How did they work that out? They've just whacked the 2 inset days at the start.
Like I said, you've got to be careful with that. Watch how many they have, because there's a statutory requirement for how many they're supposed to have.
Don't worry, I've noted it down. I mean, yeah, basically, it must be all of Leeds, because we went to cinema today and it was packed. So, yeah.
What'd you say?
Saw Toy Story 4.
Nice.
Oh, is that the first time you've seen it?
It is, yeah.
What'd you make of it?
I thought it was excellent, yeah. I mean, I was obviously worried
fucking brilliant,
the original trilogy is, arguably one of the best trilogies in film, and all amazing films. I mean, watching the original 3 like recently anyway to get ready for 4, and I was worried that this wasn't really needed, but it was excellent, and it makes me think they should just keep doing more and more. They don't need to stop. It's great.
I'll say this. I could probably say this now, can't I? Because it's not giving away anything really, but. What I was so impressed with it about in terms of the story and everything was that it pretty much turned around and went, yeah, fucking hell, Woody, you're not always right, mate. That was the whole film, the whole theme of the film, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's like, if you talk about Woody, not everyone should just follow your fucking lead, mate. Maybe chill out for a bit. Do something else.
I mean, my favourite character was Bo Peep. Like, her transformation is brilliant. It's so well done.
No, she's great. She's great in it. I wasn't a massive fan of the chick and the what's it. I thought they were a little bit too cartoony, which is a bit weird.
I thought it was
going a bit too far,
I thought all the characters were great. Yeah. And
I did like most of them though. But yeah, Harry cried for a solid 30 to 45 minutes after that film.
Really?
I thought it didn't get me as much as 3 did.
Oh, this one made me worse, I think.
Oh, really? I was worried they'd be like, oh god, it's going to get me off. But it didn't. Nothing like that bit in 3 where they were holding hands. No way.
I think maybe part of that was.
I suppose if Harry was upset, it would affect you.
Yeah, because that was, and then we made the total fuck up of making him watch all 3 films again, like the week before we went to see it as well. So he was fucking invested in that shit. Do you know what I mean? So by the time he'd finished that film, he'd just like completely lost it.
Yeah.
And I watched. Have you seen The First Step yet? First Steps or whatever, the one about Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
No, I want to say Apollo 11, but I haven't seen First Step.
It's a really good film, but my word, does it paint those astronauts in a bad light?
Really?
From start to finish. Yeah. I mean, they're all just like their egos and they're complete like fuck everyone else. I want to go to space, which I get, but at the same time, like that upset a lot of people to get out there. Yeah, highly recommended. I
want to say Apollo 11, which is basically like they found all the footage from the Apollo 11 launch, and it's.
What do you mean they found it?
It's I think everyone was considered it was lost.
Oh, was it? You imagine losing that. Like massive space mission cost the government fucking millions of dollars. Did you get the shots? Yep. Okay, can we have the tape?
It's around it
somewhere.
We taped over it.
Yeah.
By accident. There was a really good episode of Only Fools and Horses on, which comes out in about 30 years in a country that we don't live in, but we recorded over it. I'm sure I've heard that story before, actually. That it's actually quite an interesting story to listen to of how they lost these tapes and what went down.
But the footage itself looks absolutely stunning. It's been like restored or however it's filmed originally, but it looks absolutely amazing, and I really want to see that film. The trailer makes it look so good. And Elodie's wearing to a space at the moment. We went to this Festival of the Moon thing in Wakefield over the holidays where they had this massive representation of the moon, and there's like indoor these like mobile observatories and stuff, and you all lay on the ground and watch these like constellations, and a movie about people going to space and stuff is excellent.
How much of it does she get? Like, how much of it does she understand?
I mean, she knows all the planets and stuff, and it was all delivered in a way that it wasn't really specifically for children, but it was easy to understand for all ages.
Has she started to get the usual complete? I mean, space is. If you think about it for too long, you just completely freak out, right? Am I the only one?
I'm not absolutely. One, right? It's like that's terrifying when you start thinking about it for too much. Yeah.
Right, has she experienced any of that yet?
No, she's just more the fact telling me which ones are gas planets and which ones are rock planets, and the order. Nice. And we've like designed her own sort of decorated and painted her own like solar system layouts and stuff. No, so she's not really scared about the immense, the immense like vastness and scariness of space. I mean, she was quite interested, but when I was playing a bit Outer Wilds, she was interested to see the planets there, and I'm like, there's a sun there and stuff. But no, she's certainly not got into how scary space is, but she loves it, and I've always loved space. And I never got a telescope when I was younger, and I think this might be my opportunity to get a telescope.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to do shit like that. You've got to do stuff like that, like proper go like. 2 feet into it, you know what I mean?
I asked someone on one stream the other night, I said, how much are these telescopes? And someone said, like, a good-ish one is like 300 quid. Like, I might go to Argos.
Really expensive.
I might go to Argos and over 20.
No, that doesn't sound like the Matt I know. You've already got a spreadsheet open for your $7,000 telescope that you're going to use twice.
I want to see Jupiter.
Sorry, Sean, I cut you off. What was that?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, Isaac, so Isaac's like nearly 2, and, like, he's fucking brilliant. but I am constantly like, oh man, I can't wait until he's a bit older and I can do this sort of stuff with him. Like not like wishing his life away, but just like looking forward to like him being a bit more, capable with it and stuff. So yeah,
it's so good when they're really interested in something. I mean, the summer holidays are now over. It's like the summer holidays are shit for two working parents. You're basically fucked. Yeah. Like me and Jill both have regular jobs and enough standard amount of annual leave, and we basically don't have enough annual leave throughout the year to cover all the holidays because we have to have get Jill's parents involved to help with childcare, and we don't have enough to even overlap. So we haven't. You can't have like a week off together because we just haven't got enough holiday. So like Jill's been off for a week or so, and I've done the last week, and then Jill's parents have helped every now and then, or like even Elodie's friends' parents have helped out. It's mental. Like how is it that two working parents don't have enough annual leave to be able to at least have a week together, but we just don't.
It's bullshit, isn't it? Like obviously Isaac's not even at school yet, and we're already struggling with holidays and stuff.
Essentially, left nursery, it was a nightmare, really.
Yeah, and like Isaac was ill last week when he was supposed to be at the childminders, and it's like, oh, that's another holiday day gone. It's just shite.
The going back to the planets and stuff. What is the thing that people say to remember what order the planets are in?
My very easy method just shows us 9 planets. Is that right?
That's not the one I've heard.
Okay.
There's
technically it's wrong because Pluto's not a planet anymore. But
exactly. Yeah.
I thought it was reclassified.
Oh, was it? Oh, I don't know.
There's been a whole thing with that.
Okay.
This week,
but it's not. It's got. It hasn't been something else. Yeah. It's a micro planet or something. It's got other name. It's not part of the official.
It's a dwarf planet. They
reclassified
it as, but
dwarf planet. Yeah, so we were tasked in science to come up with our own version of those, and I remember it to this day because we were really young when we did this. Although we couldn't have been that young because it's weird.
It's too good.
Ready? No, it's not good. It's awful. But my very educated mother just sacked United Nations president.
Incredibly easy to remember.
That's what we come up with.
That's good.
I thought it's not too bad, is it? Yeah. We didn't know what United Nations was back then, or if they had a president. But my very educated mother sacked them, so there we go. Getting into stuff when your kid hits around 4 or 5 is just unbelievable, and I've taken the step. I have taken the step, and Harry has now watched A New Hope.
Oh shit!
So he got bored of it. About halfway through.
Okay.
Yes. So about halfway through, he was like, I don't want to watch this no more. So I turned it off. And then the next day, he came up to me and said, can I watch the rest of that Star Wars? And I was like, yeah, sure. Because you forget that first film, there is a lot of
there's a lot of talking.
There's action at the start and action at the end. There's a lot of talking in the middle.
Yeah.
So he went off of a bit there. But Empire Strikes Back's next. And that is just wall-to-wall action, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no fucking around in that film. So I'm quite excited. It was his last day of his holiday yesterday. And on Sunday, I said, look, do you want to watch the football? Because it was Tottenham-Arsenal. Or do you want to watch Empire Strikes Back? And he said, football. And I was like, okay, well, I ain't going to complain. I ain't going to moan at that. It's the right decision, but we'll have to watch Empire Strikes Back at some point. And Joe was like, you can watch it tomorrow if you want. And I was like, nope, I think I want to watch it with him just to see his little face as all that sort of shit goes down. But yeah, he's getting bang into that. And he's got these Sainsbury's cards like this. I mean, have you seen them?
Yeah,
no,
and Elodie's got.
You must
loads.
be aware of them, right? Every kid is fucking swimming in these things at the moment. We got so many at work. It's like if you spend a certain amount at Sainsbury's, they give you these cards and you can collect them. Last year it was Lego, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This year it's just like Disney. The best book ever.
Yeah.
It's not just Disney own Marvel as well, don't they?
Yeah. So it's like
right, it's all Disney stuff.
Yeah, all sorts.
So it's Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, all in one book. And it's got... Have you got the Darth Vader card yet, Matt?
No.
The Darth Vader card, you put your thumb over it and the lightsaber appears. It's like heat.
Oh, really? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So you put your thumb on it and then the lightsaber sort of glows up and stuff. It's like,
have you bought the album?
This shit is so cool. It's good. Boom.
Have you bought the album to put them in?
Yes. Sorry, we got the album.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
I think we're nearly full now, actually, because it's really funny. It's just one of those situations where, Joe's dad lives in Wales, and so he shops at Sainsbury's, and he just sends over a pack of like all the cards that he gets, because his two boys are a lot older, they're not collecting these things. Mm-hmm. But obviously he's told the neighbours, so all the neighbours are just giving him cards. So every couple of days we get this fucking massive envelope of just these Sainsbury's cards to go through, which then end up on my office desk, and people just come up to my desk and go, "Have you got number 47?" Yeah, okay, brilliant, I'll take that one. It's great. Yeah, it's good. Right. Is that it?
I've not seen these cards. I don't know anything about them yet.
I guess if you don't shop in Sainsbury's, then you probably won't. I mean, we don't do all our shopping in Sainsbury's, but
you'll know about it tomorrow. I'm surprised you don't know about it today, because your kids went back today, Joe.
They did, yeah. I mean, Rachel's not. I mean, she's not going to be into that anyway. But Asher might be when they start like going on about it. I guess. To wait and see.
Have you? I mean, yeah. I mean, they'll be everywhere. I'm sure they'll be everywhere, because it's just fucking nuts at the moment.
See, we haven't got a Sainsbury's. We've just got a fucking Asda. And I never used to think. Fuck Asda, man. I used to think I never had any real preference, and then I lived next to an Asda, and I was like, anything but. Jesus Christ.
What is your preference?
I mean, obviously, I'm very lucky that my wife works for Waitrose, so we get a staff discount.
Oh, very nice.
So most of our stuff is from Waitrose. But it's like next to that, Morrison's, mate.
Morrison's okay. We got one
there. Morrison's sausage rolls.
Asda's like bottom tier. That's the last one I'd want to go to.
For sure.
Mostly because at least
Aldi's loads cheaper. Like,
well, no, exactly. But at least it's like not bad either. Whereas like Asda stuff, it always feels like really poor quality, like really bad.
Where do you go? Straight to?
We usually go to Tesco.
I think of a really Tesco's the one,
because it's
a £3 meal deal. Forget about it.
Because it's the closest to where we live as well, so it's just easier, isn't it?
See, we've got a Morrison's that's like a 10-minute drive away, and that's like stocking up on sausage rolls and jam donuts. But that's
Yeah, I ever tell you the time that I went and got my PS4 in the Tesco's at launch night?
Did.
Oh, right. Okay. I just want to make sure I get that story out there. Speaking of games, actually, I've started playing Telling Lies.
Oh, yeah? What do you think?
It's okay.
I mean, did you like her story? I presume we did.
I adored her story. Okay. Adored it. It's not had that instant impact on me, but it was never going to have that instant impact on me that her story did, because
you've seen
that was a surprise. Yeah, and this is very, very similar. The one thing that's winding me up. So who's played it?
I finished it.
Just you, Matt. You finished it,
and Sean's played a bit.
No, not
started yet. Okay, yeah.
All right, okay. The only thing that's annoying me is that I watched a ton of videos and then only just found out that when you put your keyword in, it skips to that point of the video. So I had to go back and re-watch a load of stuff.
I realised that after a bit, and I was like, so I'll type in love is like the first example, and then you'll start a video and you might be like 6 minutes into a 10-minute video. Yeah, and I was like 10 or 15 videos in. I was like, hang on, why? Oh no, wait, I can rewind all these.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the other thing is that I'm playing on the phone. Well, there's two things.
Okay.
Actually, we're playing on the phone. That's not as good, because how much is it on PC?
I think I paid like 15.49 or something random.
Right, so it's £7 on the phone, and I don't think. I mean, there's no real reason why it should be that much cheaper, but the reason I've sort of thought, maybe I would have spent a little bit more to do this on the computer is not because of the immersion or anything like that. It's more that if you're watching a video, you can't access that notepad thing.
Oh my god! Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this on the pod, but yeah, like there is a note taking app in the game, but after like 1 or 2 attempts, it was so terrible because videos are all full screen. You can't like watch them in a window. So you're like, hey, I want to write a note. I will exit this video. Maybe I have to like bookmark it or note down where I was in the video. Go to the note thing, write a note. Click on that video again. Fast forward to where I was. After 2 notes, I was like, sod this. So I just had a different window open and I swiped over and did like a note on my Mac. It was
so
the in-game stuff was terrible for that.
So then I had my notes open on my phone, the notes app open on my phone, but it doesn't respond well to the quick gestures. So like flicking up or flicking to the app, you can swipe the bar.
Yeah.
It's sort of just like the amount of times I've done that and it's sped the video up or rewound the video or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my god, fucking hell, I just want to take notes. You know what I mean? So that's been a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, that worked really well, Mac. Because I was constantly swiping in and out of the game, but it didn't like freeze or anything. It worked really well, and I felt like I had to use the external notes app because the internal one was just bad. And like I obviously played the whole game. I can't remember how many hours. It took me like 10 or whatever it was. But like I never once bookmarked a video. You can do that, but I basically had a massive list of search terms. I didn't want to use like the bookmarking things because I was just going for every single search term systematically, and within those videos finding other things and add them search terms to my massive list.
Yeah, the amount of keywords that I've got written down is unbelievable, and I've not got to them because I like midway through watching a video, I think of another one, and I'm like, right, okay, let's search that one now, and then I'll go. But what I'm doing is kind of keeping a list of actually when I run out of things to search, I've got a list there that I can look up. But so far it's been pretty intriguing, but it hasn't like grabbed me the way that Her Story did. Like Her Story was just like fucking hell, utterly fascinating from the first moment I played it.
Yeah, I mean it was a new concept back then, but also like Her Story is a much simpler. It was a much simpler story. This obviously was around like 4 main characters and plenty more besides. So it's a much more complex story, but I think it's better for it in the end. It's really good.
Also, did you find yourself, because once you played Her Story, like the sort of concept behind everything, and you also know that it can be completely broken, right?
Yeah.
That you can discover a video that you're not supposed to see until way later. So I'm currently just like searching very, very generic terms and watching those because I'm so worried that I'm going to like search something and it's go, and I'm the killer.
Well, because Her Story's quite cleverly designed to not allow you to do that though. Because
I didn't really find I had that with Her Story and didn't even retain those, thankfully.
I think it's very, very possible to do that, Sean.
I think it's because, have you seen Mark Brown's video about it? It's really interesting.
No.
So basically, the fact that it... so when you search for a term, it only shows you the first 5 clips that have that term in it. It's basically what he's done is the main video is that where like I don't need to worry about spoiling it. I probably I'll talk around it. The main video that reveals like the main event,
the big twist.
Yeah. So that's towards the end of the interviews, and basically he's gone through the script for that bit. And any words that were particular to that clip, he's added them in the script like way earlier in order to. So if you search for like certain terms, there's no way unless you're searching for like more than one word, that clip doesn't come up. Generally speaking,
I'm pretty sure I read reports on Rollmuck of people saying I found the sort of not the reveal, but. The massively sort of... I'd worked it out way too early because I saw a video that I assume I was supposed to see later.
Okay.
And I think that was by accident. I don't think they were trying to break the game, but they said they definitely came across that video earlier, and that has just stuck in my head because I'm like, I really don't want that. Like, I really want to bed in with these characters, and there's already been like a few reveals where I'm kind of like, am I seeing this too early? Like, am I seeing this too early? Is there still more to be like revealed here? Because I've seen quite a lot. Like it's interesting. Look, I love the game. I'm not saying it's not as good as Her Story at all. But I'm just like I'm still very early on. I think.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, even though obviously we've seen the concept already with Her Story, it still feels like such a unique way to do a game, and it still feels fresh to me. I love Telling Lies.
But what's the next big one?
The next big game?
What's like the next big game?
I mean, Gears 5's out on 10th. I think that's the next...
Yeah, but come on, is that really a big one?
I'll tell you something, James.
Go on.
I am hearing very, very good things about it.
Yeah, the previews are all mega strong, and the reviews are out tomorrow morning.
Were they really?
I think it's 6 a.m. PT, so maybe that's mid-afternoon tomorrow, UK time. But yeah, basically like, loads of people are basically reviewing the campaign separately to multiplayer. The campaign previews.
Oh god,
at least.
I've played the multiplayer and it's fucking dog shit.
Really?
Right.
Like it's I mean, not the Horde mode,
Okay, yeah, the Versus.
but I played
stuff,
the beta of the Versus stuff,
fine,
which I never liked.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
the
say,
Versus
yeah.
stuff was never that great, was it?
fucking
Really
awful.
for Gears?
No, it's really, really bad. But someone I know is playing through the campaign now, and they are saying it's absolutely blowing them away at the moment. Like, it's really fucking strong.
It's taking a lot of influence from things like God of War, and it's some RPG elements and stuff apparently. So, but I'm interested. I mean, it's definitely on my radar because I haven't played a Gears game in ages, and I want to see what's like on the One X. And the previews are strong, so that's definitely the next big one for me.
Did you not play the last one at all?
No, I didn't play Judgment, and I really played.
No,
Gears
that's
of War
not
4.
Judgment. One,
No,
the last
I didn't
one,
play 4. The only time I've really played Gears games is when I've been playing Horde mode with you guys. I don't even think I played much of any of the campaign.
We played so much of that, James.
We did.
It's fucking disgusting how many hours we put into that. It's ridiculous,
Yeah,
really.
I love
And
that,
it was,
but that's
it was
all
really
I've
simplistic
played.
as well, but it was still just brilliant, wasn't it? It was
we sort of fell off of it when it was like, oh, spend your cash on barriers.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
that's okay.
whatever, just let me shoot people.
But this,
But yeah, no,
this will
I've
be on
heard
Game
this
Pass,
is
though,
very,
right?
very good.
Yeah, Game Pass
Yes.
Day 1,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try and fix my Xbox because then I can try it.
Yeah, just do the thing you need to do. Just
Buy an Xbox One X.
and that.
Oh, well, buy a PC, mate.
Actually, why don't you just buy a fucking S? Because they're meant to be a vast improvement over a launch one.
Yeah, but then
And they're only what? They're fuck all now, aren't they?
Like 200
no,
quid or
there's
something.
still at least 200, and I don't really want to spend that on a machine that I'm barely going to play. So I'm going to try and fix this one, and then hopefully.
Have you stopped playing every Friday night on that thing?
No, that's exactly it. That's the only time I play on it. So it's like,
Oh, so
you know,
we're barely going to play every week is. I mean, that's two vastly different
no, but
things,
it's,
isn't
no,
it?
but it's
James?
not though, is it? Because if you compare, like, I play on like PS4 or whatever on my Switch like most days, whereas I play on the Xbox for about an hour, like every Friday. There's quite a big disparity there, like in the amount of time I spend on it. I spend most of
Yeah,
that
I
time
guess.
switching it on. It's
I'm still heavily addicted to PokerStars Online, PokerStars VR.
Oh, yeah.
I am blown away. Right, it's really funny how stupidly you can fall into the video game thing, like the video game development thing of way of thinking. Because I'm sitting there, they've got an active Discord, which is rammed full of people playing this game, and the game on the Quest at least has its own Discord, room or whatever.
Yeah.
The amount of updates they're throwing out for it to try and improve it and tweak it, and it's free. You don't have to put a penny into it at all. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it throws you currency at you. There's no need to pilot any of your own money into it. And there's part of me, I'm sitting there just going, I don't get like this. This is, how is this being funded? Why is it being funded? Why have they got people working on this for basically no money? I can't imagine them. And then I just remind myself, oh yeah, PokerStars is one of the biggest poker companies in the world. Like, you watch any World Series of Poker where the prize money is like $40 million or whatever. The big players have all got like covered in that logo. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, the sponsorship that goes into it and stuff. They are very, and when you think about it, eventually online poker is like through VR is going to be a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be huge. And of course they're going to want to get in there day one and get all of these little tweaks and improvements and stuff, and then build up like this audience like bubbling away. The only thing that I do find weird is I saw in the chat, I don't know how legitimate this is. I don't know if I could talk about this. Like, for starters, the first thing that I find weird is that you can smoke in it. Like, and you don't see that in games. Like, so you can buy a cigarette and light a cigarette, and it's also got like cigars and all that sort of stuff. But it doesn't, like, there's guns in it, but if you point them to things in the area, you can shoot a bullet. But if you point them at another player, confetti comes out. So they've thought about that a little bit, but they haven't thought about the fact that you can smoke in this. I need to check this, but they were saying in the Discord, some random person, not anyone that was working on the game, was saying that it's a 13 plus game.
Right.
And I just thought, and they went, yeah, well, not only is there gambling in it, obviously, but there's also smoking and drinking alcohol in it and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, 13 plus ain't high enough then, surely. I need to check. That's got to be bullshit, right? It's got to be 18 plus.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, I don't know what gambling
Yeah.
laws are like in America. I assumed it was 18 or 21, but I guess
It's got to
maybe
be.
not. I don't know. Who
Yeah, it's
knows?
got to be
I mean, you
18.
can drive you can drive earlier than over here, can't you? Over there, so I have no idea.
I think it depends on state by state, doesn't it? Like,
That's
that
the one.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
You know when you get this headset, James?
Yeah. Is that still happening? Because I don't know what's going on with
Yeah,
this.
any time. Honestly, we need to meet up and then I'll give it to you. You need to try it for a little bit.
Mhm.
You know how to play poker, right?
Yeah, I do, but not very well. But this may be a good idea, so I can try and get better at it.
It
Maybe.
does.
I
It
would
helps you
watch
quite a
few
lot.
videos.
I think. Like when we played at
Yeah,
EGX, I felt like well assisted. Like because do you have like a cheat sheet with all the card values and stuff and everything, right?
No.
Oh, do you not? Oh shit! Okay, I was sure I
No,
remembered.
no.
Okay, fine.
No. I mean, it tells you if you've got a hand.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Yeah,
most
sorry, that's what I'm
online
thinking
poker
of,
stuff
yeah.
does. But James, I'll teach you poker. Next time you come round, if you come round to pick this thing up, I will literally sit down and do a few rounds with you, just so you understand it, because it's fucking such a good game.
I would love to do that, honestly, because it's one of those games where
Okay, now
I've
I'm not going to, because that sounds weird.
No, because I've got some ideas about it, but not really. I don't really understand how it works. So it would be very good to have it explained.
It is the beautiful thing about Texas Hold'em is that everyone goes into it thinking this is really complicated, and when you sit down and they do a couple of rounds, they'll sit there and they'll go, actually, this seems way too simple. There must be more going on here. And then like a few hours after playing, they're going, no, my original assessment of being really ridiculously simple to play is
once you
correct.
realise it's just like everyone's got a secret of a certain value and it's just up to
they're all trying to bet on that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just
Yeah, it's a game of mathematics at one point, where you're thinking, okay, I'm betting strong, he's betting strong. What's the mathematical probability that he's got a better hand than I have?
Yeah.
Because I can see most of his hand on the table, but those two cards are important.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant.
I presume we haven't, but did you try that Vader Immortal episode?
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing
I forgot to play that before I handed it over. Is it good?
Yeah, I enjoyed
God,
it.
it's the first thing that I show people when they when they want to play.
Cool.
I've tried different things out, like Sports Scramble.
Yeah.
I
that's
was
good
the
fun.
first thing that I was going, everyone should try this. This is what you... And they kind of go, oh, yeah, this is cool, isn't it? Bowling or whatever. But when you're playing... For starters, Vader Immortal is probably the best-looking game I've played on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, graphically, I think it's the best. Right, Matt?
Yeah, I'd say so. And the ones... have you played that puzzle game with the lights and stuff? And like the reflections?
What's that called?
I'll have to find it. I mean, just... have you not downloaded everything that we've got in the library? There's
I thought I had.
Yeah.
It should already all be on there, yeah.
Yeah, just go into like the... Well, anyway, on the front panel, it should show every game that we have access to. Robo Recall looks really good.
Man, it's
Robo
so
Recall, good. I took my headset off straight away.
Really?
Like, it really freaked me out. But then I was playing really early in the morning, and you know that scene, like you're all looking at the thing, then all the robots look at you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought that was really creepy.
I went nope.
Yeah.
I put nope.
I thought that was great.
Headset off, ain't playing that. Virtual reality is fucking superb.
Yes.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just utterly incredible.
Yep.
That is, it's a stunning game.
I mean, you can
really
imagine,
funny, really cool.
so I played that on the Gear VR, like, for which there are no good games. So then that came out for it, and it was just like, holy shit, this completely blows everything else out of the water.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the thing with Vader Immortal is that A, it looks amazing. B, most people know of Star Wars, so there's a little bit of a connection there. But most importantly, it's got the best hands in anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, usually you look down and you just see the controllers moving around, and that's impressive a little bit. But when you're actually looking at these two hands that are moving with your own fingers, because it's all,
great.
sensitive or whatever, it's like, whoa. And then when you go into hyperdrive or whatever, what they call it? Speed of light jump or
Hyperspace.
James.
hyperspace. When you go to hyperspace or whatever, it's like the whole fucking screen lights up and stuff. So people are generally going, whoa. And then once they play that for a little bit, I stick them on Super Hot VR.
Yeah,
because that
brilliant.
shows movement a lot better. And it
Plus if
the Beat Saber demo, is it?
I've tried it. A few other people have tried it. Not one person's been impressed with it.
See that because the demo is because it's just like one song on the easiest difficulty, and it's but like to the point that it's just like hit that, hit these two, hit that.
It feels like you need to do a bunch of levels to sort of understand.
The game I was talking about, Dave, is called Shadow Point. It's like it's a little puzzle game. Yeah, I want to get Dance Central because I love that on Connect. So I'd like to give that a go. And there's another game out called Red Matter.
A VR version?
Yeah, it's on Quest, yeah. There's another game out now, it's called Red Matter. It's like you're set on like sort of maybe Soviet or like dystopian planet, and it's like puzzles and sci-fi and stuff. That's out recently. It's got really high ratings, so I do want to try that. I mean, it feels like even since I last played it, there's a bunch of good games. Oh, Racket Fury, I think we've got that as well. That's quite good. That's just table tennis and stuff.
Have you got these recently?
No. I mean, nothing since we got the headset originally. No.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. I haven't seen any of these games on the account. It's weird.
I think we've got Racket Fury. But it's just worth checking through the library because we've got a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah, we'll do. All right. Okay. What have you got? What have you got planned for the show over the next month? Then, Matt, anything big coming up? I mean, apart from Sean's, Jesus Christ, how have we not spoken about that? Let's briefly speak about that. Sean, your stream last week, and I'm sure you said this on the recording for the show last night. What a fucking great stream that was. Like, way better than I even thought it would be.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah,
way better.
It was actually really enjoyable. I've said this on the main show. Like, those people are like, do you like football now then? No. But... But yeah, the experience of playing that and streaming it, and just the whole sort of not in because we got emails, people saying like, oh, it's really funny that like Sean was having to like come up for names for things because he doesn't understand them, and like I was sort of holding back on that a bit, thinking like, oh no, everyone's going to think I'm an idiot, but I'll lean into that further, I think, going forward.
Well, it's like the stuff that you were doing. The fear was that, and I know that you're not like this, and you would have hated to have been like this, but the fear was that it was going to get a bit like, kick the football in the net, chaps.
Do a goal,
like, that sort of stuff. Yeah. But it wasn't, but you were still coming out with like stuff that you would naturally say if you've not heard it your whole life. Like, what was the example?
It's when Sean called the other team the enemy.
The enemy was good. I legged up him, or you said something like, I didn't mean to leg him up or something like that. Then there was a kick in, you said at one point, which was great. There was something less specific. That was it. So, like James, this is perfect because you'll love this. We've played football games since we were kids, right?
Yeah.
And you'd always say, like, if you booted the ball over the bar, you'd always go, fuck, I held the shoot button down too long, or press the shoot button, press shoot, But what's it said? Right, okay. I didn't press the shot button, and I was just like, that's a totally normal thing to say, but because we've said the shoot button for fucking years and years and years, it just sounded really weird. Like to hear someone say, "Oh, am I supposed to hold down the shot button?" I was like, "What?" See, it's stuff like that. It's just wonderful.
Do you know what else we should do? I mean, actually, it'd be impossible to do this, but after you've done with this, which will happen hopefully at some point, you ought to try like streaming like some really old stuff, like ISS 64 and stuff like that, because that would be very funny, like to see to see how things have developed.
See, I'm more keen to get, like, once he's had a long time on FIFA, maybe he wants a break for a week or whatever, like FIFA The Journey. I mean, we should definitely have a 2v2 co-op game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
tournament.
Not because I just want to, like, because I just think it'd be fun, and you'd see that side of it and why it's so much fun, because you'll know the controls by then, and you'll have a firm grasp on how it plays, and I would totally take you up as a partner, like me and you versus James and Matt. Fucking hell, that'd be cracking. Because let's face it, right? I'm the best FIFA player out of the four of us.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for James to say something because he knows that I'm right.
No, I'm not going to deny that, because that is true.
Good.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I'd say James is next.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm Sean. Given his performance on last week, is probably better than me at this point. He's only played him more recently.
Maybe I'll go with Matt then, because that's what we used to do at school. It was always like the best player and the worst player versus the two middle players, and that always evened it out a little bit. Although the worst player used to get shouted out by the best player all the fucking time.
Yeah, but I haven't bought a FIFA game since FIFA 18. So I guess that's only last year I didn't bother. But and then even then I didn't really play it much. But after watching Sean stream, I'm like, it makes me want to get FIFA 20 more than ever.
I can't wait. I'm well excited.
The only problem with FIFA 20 is that they're using a new engine this time, right? Mm. Like there's supposed to be a big overhaul this year on FIFA.
Does it run on Frostbite?
It does. It's been running on Frostbite for years though, and it's every year though they say there's been a big overhaul, and it's like there isn't really. Like they changed some stuff. But...
that's what worried me, because it was like, it's a big overhaul. This is a completely new system and all this sort of stuff. And then it's like, and we've added Street. And it's like, that sounds like you've added a gimmick, because it's not actually that much different.
No, it's Volta. It's not Street. Dave, get it right.
Why have they called it that?
I don't know. Like,
after John?
When there was a big branding at E3, I was like, hang on, is this what the game is known as globally? Like, I think it's Volta or something. I was like, it's...
I saw that and I was like, is this something I'm supposed to know about?
Yeah.
Because I've no idea what this is.
Is everyone playing Volta in the cages in, like, in Brixton? I don't know. They're probably playing football.
Do you know what that sounds like to me?
Marketing wank?
That sounds like FIFA it has some form of esports following, but it's not as huge as you'd think it would be, because FIFA's fucking bollocks, right? Do you reckon they've tried to create a mode that might challenge on the esports level? Like as this big independent thing.
I mean, it is already doing well enough on esports. Like it has esports championships and stuff. I don't really need to create a brand.
No, it has championships, but are they that popular?
Yeah, I mean,
like I see a lot less news about them than I do about every other fucking esport out there.
Yeah, you do, but I just don't think that I don't think like FIFA as an esports is as in vogue as things like Fortnite and other things and LoL and etc. But I still think I still see clips and stuff of esports championships from FIFA and this and that and the other. But I don't think Volta
turned off the fucking console.
I don't think Volta is really gonna. I don't think that's needed as a brand. But I don't know, maybe that's a thing that one part of the world calls it, and they're like, oh, that's a cool weird sounding name. We'll say that's now the brand for FIFA Street.
I have told you that I watched a bit of esports FIFA, and the commentators act as if the players are real.
Oh dear!
Like they'll go, that was a great play from Ronaldo there to get through that, and I'm like, what?
That would piss me off if that was me playing. I'd be like, come on, that was me. Like, that's not Ronaldo.
Don't credit him.
When was it that FIFA started doing the thing where you could scan your face in it? Was that FIFA or was it PES?
That was like,
it was. Yeah, but that was fucking
7,
years ago.
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine scanning his face in, and his granddad, and he's playing as like his family team, and his granddad was watching him play it, and and whenever my mate
started crying.
Well, yeah, basically whenever my mate got something wrong or fucked up, it was like his granddad was getting really angry at him. It was like he couldn't understand what level of reality it was operating on. Like.
I'll tell you what, the other
my
day...
granddad was a wind-up, and he used to watch me and my brother play FIFA, and no matter where you were on the pitch, he'd always shout, hit it! Hit it! Shoot! Granddad, it's the goalkeeper's got it. Hit it! It was so fucking annoying.
That's always my favourite thing when, people who are well into football are watching a match, and just someone just goes, kick it! I didn't think of that, did they? Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely said that many times. Just get a goal, for fuck's sake.
When I was like 14, calling the players son. Get in there, son. Good, son.
Have you ever seen the Armando? Of course you've seen the Armando Iannucci show's thing about football and
kicking the ball back.
Just the thing about everyone like secretly having a little earpiece so that they know what to say. No one actually knows anything about it.
Because that's where he goes, go on. What does he say? What's that one line that's hit him or something like that? I can't remember what he says, but it's really fucking funny.
Well, because he does that bit where he goes like, way, Derby County. And the pub just goes silent. But
Right.
I think we're done.
Yeah, it feels bad that we keep doing that, but so now our content for you people, our lovely, lovely followers and devoted fans, and thank you so much.
Not as devoted as the $10 ones, though. Just saying.
Thank you so much for helping support the show. We really appreciate it. It's allowed us to do all this extra content. Fuck me, there's been loads of it recently. Although Star Calls is coming to an end.
We need to. I'm sure we're allowed some time off, but it'll be cool to be able to think about what might replace that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the amount of content we put out recently has been insane, with like multiple streams and Star Calls and the pod itself.
Listen to us. The amount of folk. So be grateful if anything. Go full Nels. Go full Nels.
I mean, thanks for the money, but if you think about it, we're brilliant. So it's like...
It has been a lot. We've all got full-time jobs and families, and the amount of stuff we're putting out, it's insane.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm so fucking pumped for EGX this year as well.
Yeah, man.
It'll be good shit.
This isn't a moan about like how much work we're doing and stuff, and it isn't.
Sounds like it will be.
And it isn't a rant about the wife. But have any of your partners sort of adjusted to the fact that this is in many ways work now?
No.
Yeah, because mine hasn't.
she's still angry. Like she was furious tonight.
Yeah.
His Holby City was on.
No.
So yeah, she was not happy.
So I think it's that because it's that weird territory of like, well, of course we enjoy doing it. We wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it, but it does take up a lot of time, and yeah, and I think maybe that's not always taken into account, but.
We'll catch you next month with another bonus episode.
If we're allowed by the other halves.
And a couple of weeks for the talkover.
Yeah.
The talkover. Have we decided what we're doing this time?
We haven't, have we?
No, we'll have to go to the massive spreadsheet in the sky. We've got there's a lot on there.
Yeah.
Keep it as a surprise then. Yep. Cool. Looking forward to it. Thanks for living it. I'll catch you next month.
Bye.
So will I. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Matt, you'll catch him next week. You'll catch him in like 3 days.
Well,
what do you think?
You were bad.
No, I'm not.
The likelihood is you'll be catching them tonight.
Taking us a few weeks off.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Boris has lost his vote, by the way.